I live in the Bellotten area. I consider myself to have grown up very close to what I think is a key part of Charles County, aka Chuck County. Raised on a family tobacco farm, son of a waterman, but I too fell victim to going off, getting a college education, and finding there being challenges with carrying on that way of life in the county, forced to commute to DC as many others. But given the upbringing, I would consider myself an average steward of the environment, who's concerned for the future of our great county. After all, it's pretty hard to build anything here without affecting one of our many rivers or creeks, given that we are a peninsula. We have a big challenge, and I guess I would, like many others, feel a little bit frustrated with the lack of compromise. So along with the environment, though, I kind of understand the sacrifice it takes to acquire land and how challenging it is to keep. After all, I mentioned I commute to D.C. just to try to pay my mortgage to own the farm that I do now. Along with this sacrifice comes concerns over legislation that takes away development rights. And I know some folks try to minimize that, but it really is a sticking point for people who have worked very hard their entire lives or maybe even generations to acquire what they've had. This plan could be better, no doubt about it, schools, environment, etc., but without real compromise from both sides and, quite frankly, real initiative to share the burden of preservation of our way of life, I'm not sure if a TDR program is really going to work with the limitations we have in our county, the fact that St. Charles and La Plata don't have to buy them. Those are hurdles that I don't know how to get over, but quite frankly, if we can't all get behind preservation as a team, then landowners' rights will continue to come up and we'll be backed into a corner. So anyway, I said I was neutral today because if compromise is possible, I support a rewrite. I think we could do better. If compromise isn't possible, then I think we have to default to leaving our county's future in the hands of individuals. So individual property owners that want to pass on what they feel is Charles County, pass on to your kids that, hey, maybe it's not the best idea to sell your farm to a developer. Or maybe you do have a piece of land that you have to sell and develop because your mom got sick. I mean, there's unforeseen things that are hard to overcome, and sometimes for at least a landowner, your land is all that you have. So anyway, last thing I'll offer is that I think we need to be more creative about preserving the culture of Charles County more than just the land. So we got to get behind our communities of farming and agricultural to do more than just the land.
Mr. O'Rourke, if you'd like to go, and then Mr. Ulmer. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Hancock, if you just queue up there.
Okay, my name is Thomas O'Rourke. I live on Mitchell Road next to the community college. I've been living there since 1976. I've been in this county on and off since 1960. This comprehensive plan you keep pulling out is the same plan that goes back 40 years. It's the same story, the same area being only. My area you kill keeping the green. You don't even know my street exists. The zoning commission was putting a new sewer line through from Mount Carmel Woods all the way to Matawan Beach down. Guess what? They forgot about any sewer for Mount Carmel. They forgot about Durham Court, but yet they were going to hook up the college, McDonough High School, and that's it. I called the county commissioner's office, and not a one person would call me back for a meeting. First of all, I have 15 feet of dedicated right-of-way I gave in 1976 to the county, and not only me, to widen Mitchell Road to protect the children of our county. The road is still the same way that was built in 1960. The bridges go back to 1940s, but yet you are trying to put another plan on the market that's the same ghost that flies around. West of this county, you are saying no. Everything from White Plains to Waldorf, yes. Why don't you build infrastructure, new sewage, new water, new roads, and then turn around and look at a plan? I said when we had the first meeting, do an aerial satellite shot of this county and project it. and see where the growth and people are at, and then work with it, not what you're trying to do now. You're playing the same bulldog story over and over. Even the commissioners won't even turn around and return calls to anybody. I called you 5 times, not a remark back, over the road, over trees falling, kids hitting a road, 2 kids killed since I've tried calling you on Mitchell Road. And yet you still, from a letter from the county commissioners, there's nothing wrong with Mitchell Road. It's not, there's nothing, not only Mitchell Road, Bumpy Oak Road, all of them have problems with them. You have yet to build new roads in this county since I could ever remember. Bumpy Oak was built in the 60s when the state ran it, and that was it. And nothing else been done, all except your boondoggle roads coming from Waldorf to La Plata. The bypass, all that stuff was talked about in 1965. The sewer lines were talked about in the 70s when the Mattawoman sewer line was being built, that the plants were going to come over here. That was your comprehensive plan. Where is it today? You just don't have none of that in the plan. All you have in is the same blueprint if you go back 10 years, 20 years.
And Mr. O'Rourke, thank you.
And you are the worst one out of them all.
Mr.